Good morning. Time now for the news. With me, Timothy Polio. The governing St. Lucia Labour Party has selected two individuals to do battle on its behalf in respective constituencies, with one of the decisions being met with strong opposition from some supporters. There has, however, been a strong and defiant show of resoluteness through a stern warning that the party will not be held to ransom. Prior to the recent revelation regarding the selection of SLP candidates for Castries South East and Fairford South, respectively, to replace Government Minister Joachim Henry and Government backbencher Dr. Kenny Anthony, political observers and party supporters were growing restless, with general elections constitutionally due by mid-next year.
I think they use that man. You know, they disrespected him and it's not nice and I don't like it and I'm not standing with it. Like I said, I am Labour to the bone. I wouldn't be a hypocrite to vote for the opposition because we stood against corruption. After 15 years in Castries South East, we have never had good representation like Joachim and Henry. You understand? That man come, he fought and he won a lot of people's hearts. You know, people say they're not voting party, they're voting man. And they stood with Joachim and now that's the way we're going to treat the man. I'm against it and I don't like it.
Bring the man back. Lisa is nobody to put up to bring up there. I think I'm not going to vote for Lisa. If Joachim not coming up, I'm not going to vote for nobody.
They mistreat him like that because if he's not coming up, so why should I vote for somebody else, which I don't know? I don't know the lady, you know. I never see her. I never see her face. I never see her in my life, so that means I will not vote for her completely.
We have also been reporting that the leadership of the ruling St. Lucia Labour Party is not prepared to be swayed by any opposition to the outcome of its candidate selection process. This is being made clear by the SLP leader.
I have no reaction. Nobody is stronger than the Labour Party. The Labour Party is older than all of us in this room, including me. And there is no one stronger than the Labour Party. The Labour Party has survived the greatest challenges. People have tried to destabilize our party. People have tried to malign our party. No one is going to hold our party to ransom. No one. The Labour Party is the party of George Charles, the party of the people of St. Lucia.
In other news, on a Saturday, the 12th of July 2025, the St. Lucia Fire Service responded at 2:19 p.m. to an alleged shooting at Odlum City in Castries. An adult male was found awaiting ambulance assistance for a penetrating wound to his right thigh.
On arrival at the scene, an adult male was found awaiting ambulance assistance. On assessment, it was observed that he sustained a penetrating wound to his right thigh. He was treated, then transported to a medical facility for advanced medical care.
On Sunday, 13th of July 2025, the St. Lucia Fire Service responded at 6:31 a.m. to an incident involving a motor vehicle and a pedestrian at Rodney Bay, Rosalie. The individual was found with non-life-threatening injuries.
On arrival at the scene, a geriatric male was found seated at the roadside. On assessment, he presented a laceration to the cheek, a deformity to his right hand, and a puncture wound to the back of the head. He was treated, then transported to a medical facility for advanced medical care.
And that's the news. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Timothy Polio, and here's to a safe, pleasant, and enjoyable Tuesday. Join us at noon for our next news major, the Lunchtime Report. Good morning.
Good morning and welcome to your daily morning horoscope for Tuesday, July 15th, 2025, Aries. You tend to enjoy solitude, but today you might feel more reclusive than usual. Friends could invite you out, but you aren't likely to accept the offer. You might even feel a little irritated, and this is a great day to work out or throw yourself onto new projects. Your concentration is good and the physical activity will get you to relieve some stress. Taurus. There might be tension in the air for no discernible reason. Family members might seem preoccupied with problems that they can't define. Your natural inclination could be to try to cheer them up, but it's probably not going to work. Don't be annoyed if they don't respond. It isn't them. Blame the planets, and this is a good day to jog, so take a cardio class or otherwise work off the stress. Gemini. Some mysterious telephone calls could come your way, wrong numbers or hang-ups. Other people might seem less communicative than usual. You might feel a bit more nervous than usual, but that should go away if you take a walk or get some other exercise. If you've been thinking about doing some writing, this is the day to start. Cancer. Confusion over money matters might arise and you may need to check your records to shed light on past transactions. Don't worry, all should be well once you ascertain the facts. You might have some intense dreams tonight, write them down. You will want to remember them later because they might reveal a lot about your current situation. They may also inspire you for future projects, so please write it down. Leo, someone close to you might seem more preoccupied than usual and perhaps a bit difficult to deal with. Don't take this personally, it has little if anything to do with you. This person has troubles of their own that they don't want to share, and you might be feeling a bit tense and jumpy, but again, this is nothing to worry about. Just take a walk or work out at the gym. Virgo, you might feel a bit tense and you probably won't understand why. The reason? The planets. You might jump onto unexpected noises to take offense where there is none. Relations with others might be a little strained, necessitating some communication about how you're feeling. Try to work off the tension by taking a brisk walk or perhaps going to the gym. Libra, you probably aren't going to feel like socializing even though friends want you to come out. Your patience could be worn a bit thin and you may get annoyed at incidents that normally wouldn't bother you. This isn't a good day for group activities or parties. It might be best to get a good workout and then rest. You will feel much better in the morning. Scorpio, uptight is the mood for today and you might be the center of attention at some point. While you normally wouldn't mind, today it might make you nervous. When everyone looks at you and expects you to say something, say it. Keep it short and then withdraw. You aren't in the mood? Walk to the library and throw yourself into reading about subjects that interest you. This could also relieve some stress. Sagittarius, today you might want to be left alone with your thoughts. Relaxing with a good book could be at the top of your agenda and you aren't likely to want to be interrupted. Noise and requests that don't usually bother you might irritate you, so it's best to spend some time alone and make the effort to be your usual considerate self with others. Take a brisk walk to relieve the tension, or if not, go out for a hike. Capricorn, money worries might have you on the edge than usual. While you may be doing well, you could still be insecure enough to think that your funds might not stretch far enough. Consider the situation objectively. You will probably be relieved by what you find. Others' demands on your time might irritate you more than usual. The best way to relieve the tension is to work out or take a walk. Aquarius, more than usual, you're probably craving solitude. Although you may have committed to attending a party or get together, now the idea seems a bit irritating. You may rather work on some tasks or projects or might want to go for a workout and release some of the tension that you feel. The latter idea is better. If you exercise early, you might feel like going out later. Pisces, although you're normally a sociable person who feels most comfortable in the company of others, today you may prefer to be alone. You could feel a little under the weather or you could be stressed from job-related worries. You probably need that rest, but you might also benefit from taking a walk. Get the endorphins going. It will most likely help you feel like yourself again. This has been your daily morning horoscope for Tuesday, 15th July 2025. Do have yourself a great day.
Beautiful good morning to you, St. Lucia. We are here in the city of Castries, nowhere sweeter for DBS this morning. Now, we do have a beautiful show for you guys lined up, but you know the drill. Before we get to that, let's see what the news desk has to say. Muchos gracias, merci beaucoup to you, news desk. Of course, stick around. This is DBS this morning. We'll be right back. Of course, welcome back, St. Lucia. Now, you know, the St. Lucia Air and Sea Bus Authority, when you hear that name, you think of so many things. You think of, the ports, you think of containers, you think of shipping and so on. But do you think about a back-to-school initiative? Do you think of kids when you hear Slaspa? I'm sure you don't. Let's see what they have to say about their back to school initiative. Good morning and welcome, DBS family. Of course, we're here at Slaspa, St. Lucia Air and Sea Ports Authority. Now, when you hear Slaspa, you think of a lot of things, but we're here in the capacity of corporate social responsibility, and who best to tell us about that than newly appointed Marketing and Communications Officer, Nayara Joseph. Good morning to you. How are you doing?
Good morning, and thank you for having me on your morning show. It's a pleasure, and thank you for giving Slaspa the platform to present our CSR initiatives.
Of course, excellent. So, of course, we're here to talk about, because there are a few initiatives that you guys are doing.
Yes.
But let's talk firstly about back to school, right?
Okay, so this year's Back to School Drive continues Slaspa's commitment to environmental stewardship and community engagement. It's a core pillar of our CSR agenda. Our aim really and truly is to improve the quality of citizens by supporting initiatives that bring our ports together and communities closer.
Excellent, excellent. And to my understanding that this is not even your first year. I think last year was your first year, correct?
Last year was our groundbreaking of this initiative, and I'm looking forward to this year being bigger and better.
In what ways could you see maybe the growth from last year to this year in terms of maybe more supplies, more stuff?
Definitely more supplies. Last year, we would have provided 31 backpacks filled with supplies for our kiddos. However, this year, we're looking for us to double those numbers. Hopefully. We're looking to engage the communities in the South, because we do have operations in Viewfort, which is our Urinora International Airport. And hopefully we can provide them with as much support and encouragement as we did those of last year.
How does it feel as a corporate entity? Because most times, it's always shown upon of corporate entities that they may not do enough for community and so forth. How does it feel for you guys now to even see those looks on those kids and so on when they get those packages, when they see that they could get those assistance, even the parents too?
The amount of joy that it brings to us as an organization, just to see that we can play a bigger role in ensuring that our future leaders have the resources to take them to that academic success.
Excellent, excellent. Well, of course, we do commend you, St. Lucia, for you guys and what you're doing and so forth. Just one more question before we leave. Of course, continuity. Are there any other initiatives, any other platforms, any other things that you guys are doing to continue to maybe help even other kids, other people out there and so forth in the community?
Most definitely. Although Slaspa has taken that outreach program to support the communities neighboring our facilities, Slaspa also has an internal initiative, which is our scholarship program for secondary school students, where we give back to the children of employees at Slaspa. This just shows our commitment again to educational advancements and ensuring that all children have equal opportunity.
Excellent, excellent. Well, again, commend you again for championing that great cause that you guys are doing. Of course, we do look forward. And of course, DBS is there to render support in any way we can as well. Of course, all right?
Thank you. And we would not be able to do this without the support of our community, our partners, and also our employees.
Welcome back, St. Lucia. Now, of course, the discussion has been going on for quite some time about cannabis, this industry, and hopefully full legalization and incorporation of this in St. Lucia. Now, we met up before one of the best people to let us know about this when it comes to the health side, the business side, everything. Honorable Prince Kalash is here with us, and we had a conversation with him. Let's see what he has to say about this.
Let's talk cannabis.
Ganja.
Ganja. Let's talk the herb, man. Where are we at with, Prince, what's your thoughts on? I personally, I'm getting a little impatient. Maybe you could probably help me with my anxiety when it comes to that. Maybe you might have better, explanation, better understanding of how this is supposed to work. So, like myself and anybody else out there who might be thinking, but what we really doing with this? So what is our position? Where we going with that? We are hearing nothing. Let's talk cannabis. Let's talk ganja. Where are we at with the herbs in terms of, as a government, as a people? Everybody seems to be moving ahead. And we are hearing nothing.
Well, we're in a better place than we were.
Okay. Well, that's good news.
Yeah, because right now you could have an ounce.
Yeah. Okay.
You could have 4 trees.
Right.
And then you won't get arrested. The Rasta man went through a lot. Rastafari was shot on the plantation and thrown in the back of a police van, dead if his locks hanging out, bleeding because of ganja. So now we are in a better place, but we need to get into an even better place when it comes to how we actually going to extract the economic and prosperity from the herb. I heard that probably at the end of July is when everything is going to be made official. The law is going to be passed, whereby probably you could have a cafe. So Maureen's coffee shop or tea shop,
tea shop.
So
I like tea.
so probably you could do your whole line of cannabis skincare products and hair care products. But we are getting to that. The thing is that people are just so concerned about the movement of money. One of the most critical things is that it's like it says narcotics, United Nations. So if it is that you have to fly cannabis from St. Lucia to Canada, you have to pass over the airspace of America. And it is illegal federally in America. So America can shoot down the plane because you are trafficking drugs, and if you have to transfer money from America to St. Lucia, or if somebody say, okay, all right, I want to buy 100 pounds of cannabis, the banking system. So to just pass the money in, they say it's a problem. But all that is just really hocus pocus. Because if it is that we really want to what are you on the money for? You want the money to actually empower our people. So within the region alone, Jamaica alone has about 2 million people. So within the million, let's say the region, let's say we have about 8 million people within the region. I'm sure at least 1 million people use cannabis in the region. All right. So let's say that you get $1 a day, $1 a day from each of these million people. How much money a day? So you could make $1 million a day because a joint is about $5. A 5 bag.
Right.
A 10 portion. $10. So let's say you could earn $1 million a day. So 365 days, 365 million. So it is critical that we look at the region as a whole, how we could allow cannabis to move through the region and keep the money inside. You don't have to need somebody else's bank on the outside, because the money that we need to make from the ganja is to develop our country, develop infrastructure, develop our schools, have education, have health, have different activities, farming, and we need to begin to look at cannabis as a crop, as we together with agriculture. So if it is that we want to look at it as, okay, medical cannabis, and then what we're going to do is we're going to begin to import cannabis from Colorado, import it from Canada. Many of the investors who come, they don't come to plant cannabis here. They come to set up shop, to come to import into St. Lucia and sell. Why? Because our farmers here in St. Lucia, the capacity building is not there. Might have mold, bacteria, they have to radiate it. But if it is that we utilize the finance to actually upgrade our agriculture is agreeing with culture, the way that we have been dealing with things over the years. So cannabis provides us a very critical opportunity. To do what? To uplift our agriculture. So the cash crop, pong for pong, the biggest money making crop, pong for pong, is what? Ganja. Right? So when a ganja farmer is planting, when I plant a cannabis plant, it's like my wife. You have to take care of it, the soil and all that type of thing. So that same technology that we get into the taking care of cannabis, that could be transferred to all the different levels, the scopes of what we call agriculture. So we have a very, very critical point. For me, I don't just look at ganja as ganja, make money and sell. I look at it as just one herb, because I deal with herbs, period. And cannabis is medicinal. It's just not medicinal cannabis. Cannabis is medicinal and also sacramental to us. So we are telling the government and the people that, okay, well, it's better now, but instead of we now focusing on what can happen in America and Canada, let us develop experiences. Let's say you have a shop or you have your plantation in the mountain. Someone could fly all the way from Germany just to come to Maureen's Hill, right, where she grows her own cannabis, where she actually tills the soil with wood or whatever, and only use organic fertilizers and use no pesticides, and nobody can leave the property with the herb. They have to consume it right there. So what we do, we generate experiences, instead of looking to export, because we cannot compete on the international stage. But we have something that no one else have. We have the Rastafari. how are we going to leverage the Rastafari culture into marketing cannabis, into marketing our experiences? So it is critical that as a people that we embrace Rastafari. This is the stone that the builder refuse shall become the head cornerstone. And one of the countries who have fully embraced Rastafari in cannabis is Dominica, because the head of the cannabis moving forward is Dr. Marshall Emmanuel, who's a lecturer at Mona campus in Jamaica.
Absolutely. Well, I totally agree. I take in everything that you spoke of there, but we're definitely going to stay close to you on that conversation, man. And there's some other things we want to tap into again. The next time we talk, we're going to talk about reparation. That is the next thing I want to talk to you about. We got to talk about reparation in the light that we asking for reparation from the white man. But are we really, how can we ask for that when we're not reparating? You talk about the mishaps that Rasta face. So if we're not willing to compensate Rasta for all that we put them through right here, can we really ask for reparation from the white man? We're going to talk about that in the next one. We'll talk
Hey, St. Lucia, how you doing? Hope you guys rested well. This morning, it's not about fitness, but it's about awareness. I just want to bring a situation up to the whole country's attention about the policing in St. Lucia. So we have issues or they have videos showing alleged police brutality or whatever it is. Let me advise you on how to make it simple for y'all. You're driving, and there is a roadblock, police checking for license and insurance. Make the guy's job easier. On approaching them, put on all your glass. Make sure your insurance, all your documents are in proper condition. On approaching them, put on all your glass front and back, especially if you know your vehicles are tinted. Put it down so the police will not have to come and approach you all, try to knock on your window, or come up there and start the fire. And because saying some police come aggressive. But if we just go through the normal procedures and make it easier for the officers, license registration, everything good, we will go. Let's check our tires. You understand? Yeah, they have some good cops and some bad cops, but despite the fact they are there to uplift the law, they have a life outside the police force, so you never know what situations they go in. Listen to them, comply, and let All right? Blessings and good morning.
Of course, thank you so much for staying with us, DBS family. It was an amazing show, wasn't it? But as usual, you know, all good things must come to an end. But good things also come back tomorrow. Right here, same place, same time. DBS this morning. I hope you did some Zumba or yoga with Trevor Lawrence this morning with Flow and Move. Nonetheless, go out, champion your day, have fun, drink some water, stay hydrated, and have some clean fun if you're having some fun, all right? DBS this morning will be right back tomorrow, same time, same place. Signing out.